Hello there and welcome to this Adobe Illustrator introduction tutorial, the first video of a series of videos to help you become familiar with the platform. If you don't know this voice, I'm Mr. Dickenberg and I'm excited to guide you through the basics of using Adobe Illustrator because I believe it's one of the most powerful tools for graphic design and digital illustration, and it has the tools, if not similar, to ones that you've already maybe familiar with before, or tools that are used in other software and programs that many people in the industry use for magazine creations, animations, CNC cutting and laser engraving, Photoshop, cartoons, the list goes on. In this specific video, I'll show you how to get started with Illustrator, covering the navigation of the interface and setting up an artboard. In later videos, we'll go through the tools. Just before we begin, I just want to say that it will take some time to be confident in using Illustrator, and there are many ways of doing things on Illustrator. I'm not on Illustrator 24/7, so I'll be making mistakes along the way. But to be better at using it, I'll be persistent and work through the problem to continue to learn. I'm not just going to throw in the towel. Throughout this video, I recommend you keep pausing the video and practice what I've just demonstrated so we can remember it better. So let's begin by firstly opening up Illustrator. Now, there is the Windows tab on your keyboard. You can click that, or you could just press the little Windows icon on the screen and just simply type in Illustrator. And it should show up just like that. Now, once it loads, you'll see a screen like this. We're going to create a new file. If you already have an existing file, you'll click Open and locate that file, and then press Open. So we'll go to New File. Gives you a range of templates that we can work from. Now, picture Illustrator as being in the art room. We need an art piece, or a piece of paper to work on. Now, Adobe offers numerous templates. So if you want to do a magazine cover, for instance, they've got ones already set up, as well as icon images to make life a bit easier for you guys. But they don't have anything we want, so we're going to make a new one. Now, in the Print tab, they've got all their presets already set up for you. So you've got A4s, you've got A3s, B4s, etc. You can also make a custom artboard. You just go over to the right hand side of the screen here. We'll change this to millimeters. We're in design, we always work with millimeters. Let's just set up our artboard as the size of our laser engraver, which is 600 millimeters by 450. We don't have to worry about the bleed just yet. Color codes are down there. CMYK color, we'll keep with that. You've got your resolutions, we'll keep ours to high. That's all set up. You can give it a name here if you want to, but we'll just do one we save as later. So when you're ready, go create. And here we have it. Now you can zoom in and out easily on your artboard by just pressing Alt on your keyboard and then moving your mouse like so. Now we're just going to go through the navigation of this system so we become familiar with where everything is. So on the right hand side, these are our Windows tabs that make it a bit easier for us to work with. Now we can add additional Windows tabs up here in the Windows tab on the top bar, and here's all your options here. Now you can custom make this to suit your needs and how you prefer to work. So let's just say you're going to use a lot of brushes when you're doing your artwork. Make things easy by clicking on the brushes, and we'll move that into our Windows tab. And there we have it, easier to access. You've got all your range, all your options, like so. We're going to detail in the Windows tab a little bit later on. On the left-hand side is how we're going to predominantly use our tools. So we've got our selection tools, we've got our direct selection, our pen, curvature tool, which comes in handy. We've got shapes. As you can see, if there's a little small triangle on the right-hand side, you can actually right-click on that tool button and it will give you a range of tools within that tool. We have paintbrush, text, rotating tool. I don't usually use that one here because there's shortcuts on your keyboard, but additionally, all these tools can be found in the tabs at the top as well. It's just, again, how you prefer to work. Your eraser tool, your shape builder, which will come in handy. I'll go through that in detail in another tutorial. Gradient tool, dimensioning tool, which is a new feature, very handy when you're making technical drawings, etc., and going to make up a plan for what you want to create in the workshop. Eyedropper tool, very similar to other platforms. If you want to quickly choose the same color as, say, an image, you can use that tool to do so. Width tool, blend tool, which is also another tool I'm going to go into detail later. If you want to change your artboard style, that's an easy one to do. Like so. And then down here, it will be used quite a bit. This is your fill color and your stroke color tool. This is how we're going to change your paint strokes and your shape colors, etc. And then if you want to, there's additional tools in here as well. So if you have some free time, just play around with a few of those to get familiar with the platform. Now up the top, we've got our file. As usual, a lot of these are similar to the ones that are in the Microsoft suite. If you want a new artboard, click on that and a new tab will pop up. You got your close, you got your save as. Place, if you want to place an image, that's a good one to have. If you want to export, say you want to cut something on the laser cutter, you can actually click on export as and change the file to a file that works with laser cutter. In our case, it's a DXF file. And your document startups as well. Edits, copies and pastes. Spelling's a good one if you want to auto check your spelling. If you're making a document, magazine cover, cartoon slides, that's a good one to use. Object is where we can manipulate whatever you make. So if you make a shape, for instance, add some color in there. You can move, rotate, reflect, shear, scale. All the tools to manipulate that shape. But I'll show you through those in a later tutorial. All your type functions. Changing your font size, etc. That's all in there. Select. That's how we move our shapes around and organize our page. Effects is another way of how we're going to manipulate how the whole document looks. And then you got your views to edit how you actually construct your artboard. For instance, if you want to chuck in some rulers to line things up, you click on show rulers, rulers pop up. If you don't want a 2-point perspective drawing, a new feature, you can actually insert a grid and use that to help you do a 2-point perspective. So it automatically goes to your points. That's the one I was trying to do. Oh, I've just deleted it, so I can always go back and pop that one back up. There we go. Now it's going that way. So another handy tool to have. That's hide grid. So a range of things to help you make your artwork in there. Finally, here's our Windows tab. There are many in here. You can actually change all your windows on your right hand side. If you say making a magazine cover, there's a template. Oh, let's just go a web page. If you click on web, that'll give you the relevant tools to making that web page a lot more easier. I like to keep mine to essentials. That's entirely up to you of how you work it. So there you go. So have a play around, get familiar with the software. In our next tutorial video, I will be showing you how to play around with shapings and the shape tool. Thank you.